Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality.
Hello, how are you? I know this is a great day for you. I'm of the opinion that every day is a great day. If you don't believe it, just try missing one. I want you to like this page and share it. Like it. I want to talk to you about what if. What if? And one of the reasons that I'm doing this conversation with you right now. And my goal is to do something every day. Every day. And I got to put my timer on because I can talk to you all day long. I don't want to go to my grave with any speech in me. But I got a call. 3 weeks ago, I was in Columbus, Ohio for the transition services of a friend of mine named Karen Bell. Then I got a call. The person who was assisting me, who'd been one of my assistants for years, got a call that she was in hospice and she might make her transition today. And the question came to me, what if this is your last day? What if this is your last day? We don't know the day. We don't know the hour. And I got that call. I was fortunate that I answered the phone. I got the call, but somebody at some point in time is going to get a call and said, you know what? Mamie Brown's boy has gone. And much has been given, much is be required. Herein my Father glorified that ye bear much fruit. I've been given a voice. I've been given a story. I have a gift. I've had people who have listened to my voice over and over again. I have people who text me or I see out in public or they email me and say, I listen to you all day long. I take a shower with you all day long. I say, that's too much information. You know, that when I'm working on my dream, I listen to you. And so I am to use this voice. I'm still here at 74. I'm still here. And I don't believe that God put me here to sit around and look at television or see what's going on politically around the world. That the fact that I'm still able to be cognitive, to hear, to see, to speak, to impact, to influence, that I'm going to do that until I leave here. So I want to talk to you today about, I'm doing a special event, and I want you, if you know anybody that live in Stuart, Florida, I'm going to be there December the 1st. Mamie Brown, the woman who took me in as a foster kid. She was born in Stuart, Florida. And one of my speakers, Michael Ponte, he's hosting an event with me and my daughter and Kareem Ellis. And the title of the event is called Live Life Like You Mean It. Live life like you mean it. I want you, if you know anybody in Stuart, Florida and the surrounding areas, I want you to call them and tell them to get their tickets. You can go online and here's the website, GotLemonsEvent.com. That's GOTLEMONS, Got Lemons, LEMONS, event, EVENT.com. GotLemonsEvent.com. You know, he believes that if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Make something out of it. And so, you know, when I think about Jose Flores, who said, don't let your struggle become your standard. And so I want to talk to you about living life like you mean it, but from another perspective. We don't know how much time we have left. And so each day, George Washington Carver said, do what you can, where you are, with what you have, and never be satisfied. Never be satisfied. And one of the things about the 99% that are not living their dreams and living their fears and living their choices, because people make choices, and choices, there are consequences, is that most people are not consciously aware of the fact that we're going to leave here. Nobody's figured out how to get out of here alive, and we don't want to leave here with our talents, our abilities and skills and dreams in us. And so as you look at yourself, do what you can where you are. And don't get caught up like I did. How will I do this? For 14 years, I was focused on how I was going to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to change people's lives, like Mrs. Mamie Brown changed my life. Her father, when she was 13 years old, because she went down to a lake and she used to feed alligators with chickens, and he had told her not to. And this big alligator that she fed, and people told the neighbors, said, you know what, you need to tell Mamie to stop doing that. That alligator might jump up and get her. And he told her not to do it, but she got accustomed to doing it. And she sneaked down there and she threw in some chickens to this big alligator, and it came up and ate them. Wow. And some neighbor saw her and told him. And he beat her with a buggy whip. She was 13 years old. My mother, my ability to tell stories I got from her rubbing her ankles. She had arthritis and her ankles were swollen, and I was fascinated with her stories. My brothers and sisters would be outside playing, and I remember saying, Mama, tell me a story. Leslie, I've told you these stories, boy, 1,000 times. I said, Mama, I know, but tell me again. I like them. She was an incredible storyteller, and she always told them the same, with the same passion and energy and excitement and detail. And so she said her father, when she got home, he beat her with a buggy whip. I remember crying as I was rubbing her ankles, and she said he beat her so badly that he had to put salve, some type of salve on her because of the open welts, so the sheet would not stick to her. And she said this last time that he beat her, she said she was on the couch and nursing her wounds, and he had put a sheet on the couch, and so she could lay on the couch, and the blood and the stains from the welts would not get on the couch. And she had a doll, like a teddy bear that she held, and as she was there nursing her wounds, all of a sudden, the door opened. Our father was a single father. Her mother had died from poisoning. And she said the door opened and she saw a woman come in the door. And she looked up and she had a handful of flowers. And there was a dog with her, and the dog stayed at the door and just looked at Mama. And she said she wanted to say something to warn my father, somebody's coming in the room. And she couldn't open her mouth. She said, Leslie, I was so afraid. I didn't know this lady. And this dog just looked at me, and I looked at the dog, and I was mesmerized. I said, Mama, as a kid, I'm like 9, 10 years old. I said, what happened then? She said, I heard my father saying, oh, okay. All right, I promise you. I promise you. Okay. I won't lay hands on her again, I promise you. All right, leave me alone, I promise you. I won't beat her anymore. Leave me alone. And she said, after a while, she said, I don't know how long it was, Leslie. The woman came out. She didn't say anything to me, and she walked out the door, and the dog that was there staring at me turned around and left. And her father came out of the room, and he asked, Did you see anything? She said, yes, I saw a woman come in holding a bushel of flowers. She said, that was your mother. You told me my mama was dead, that she was poisoned by somebody that was your girlfriend, and she was dead. Yeah. I can't explain it, Mamie, but I want you to get dressed now. I'm going to take you to town. She said, why, Daddy? You got to go. Get your things. You got to go. I promised her I'll never beat you again. I promised her that I'll get you out of here. Just get your clothes and I'm going to take you to town. Where are you going to take me? He said, I don't know. I don't know. I have a friend who owns a bar. I'll take you there to her. And Mama said he took her to town. And he said, take care of Mamie for me. Just like that. She can work. She's a hard worker. And she can sing too. And this lady took Mama in. And Mama waited tables in this bar. And she would sing. I remember her favorite song. Fly the ocean in a silver plane. See the jungle when it's wet with rain. Just remember, darling, you belong to me. That was her favorite song. When she was ironing clothes for wealthy families on Miami Beach and cleaning their homes, she would always sing that song. Mama was something else. I get to go to Stuart, Florida. And she was an only child. I know her spirit and energy will be with me. November the 6th, Election Day, was her birthday. They called me when I was a kid, Mamie's boy, because I was always talking. I always got in trouble in school because I was talking too much. So I was labeled educable mentally retarded, and they put me back from the 5th grade to the 4th grade because I was disrupting the class, always talking and not paying attention. And now, isn't it interesting? I get paid to talk. You know, there are things that we will experience in life that you can't see while you're in it. You can't see while you're looking in the future. But when you look back, you got some insight. When you look back, you begin to see things that you weren't able to see before. I had no idea rubbing my mother's arthritic, swollen ankles and listening to her tell stories to me while my brothers and sisters were outside playing. I did not know it was grooming my mind to be a storyteller, to be able to experience the story rather than just tell the story. And so I'm going to Stuart, Florida. My friend, who I saw 3 weeks ago, was serving me, helping me out, looked like the picture of health, high energy, and I get a call today. She's in hospice, struggling to breathe. So what's my message to you? Live your life. Something you want to do? Live your life. Do what you can where you are, as George Washington Carver said, with what you have. And never be satisfied. Don't surrender. Live your life. I made a decision when I decided to speak because I love to change lives. I'm going to climb this mountain, or I'm going to die on the side of the mountain with a smile on my face. Because I went out doing something that I love. You were born to live. You are unique, but most people die copies. They get caught up. They see things. You've heard the expression about monkey see, monkey do. People are influenced by their environment, by people around them. I remember one of those challenging moments with one of my mentors I had, Sam Maxaroff. One of his grandchildren came over. Sam invited me to dinner, and this is very, very rare. Young man, young kid, really. I was about 16 years old, going in this white area. Sam was Jewish, very liberal, always very kind to me. And we're having dinner, and his granddaughter came over, and some other relatives. And all of a sudden, I felt something in back of me. And I looked back, and it was her. And she had been putting her hands the back of my chair under my behind. I said, "Excuse me, baby." I thought she was trying to tickle me. I didn't know, you know how kids are. And she said, "Where is it?" And the room got quiet. And I looked at her, she said, "Where is it?" I said, "Where's what? Where's your tail?" And I looked at her and I looked at them. I said, "I clipped it off." Why? Because when I sit down, it hurts. I clipped it off. "Where'd you put it?" "In the trash can. I threw it away." She said, "Oh, I wish you hadn't clipped it off. I wanted to play with it." "Oh, I'm so sorry." "Will you grow another one?" "No, because it's uncomfortable when I sit down." She said, "Oh." And their faces turned red. Everybody at the table got silent. Nobody said anything else. I said, "Thank you so much for dinner. This has been a wonderful time that I've spent with you. Thank you." I didn't show any anger or resentment or humiliation. I was very gracious. And I said, "Bye, little teeny weeny." She said, "Okay." But she was mad with me. He cut his tail off. You know, people aren't born being prejudiced. It's taught. It's instilled by their children. Got in the car, and the silence was so strong, you could cut it with a knife between us. We always talked about things in life. Sam lost family in the Holocaust. In Miami, if you drive by the Board of Education, you see Stanley Axelrod. That was his son, and I was the black sheep of the family. And I had a choice. We make choices and there are consequences. I could have become angry and said, "How could you? How could you allow your granddaughter to think I had a damn tail?" I didn't go there. I knew Sam loved me and cared about me. We experienced racism together. There were signs on Miami Beach that said, "Jews, dogs, and coloreds not allowed." We faced stuff together. So I didn't say anything. And when he drove me into Overtown, he said, "I'm sorry, Leslie. That wasn't me, and I will handle it." I said, "I know. I know. You've been good to me. I know. It's okay. I apologize. There's no need for you to apologize. I know. I'm just sorry that I threw my tail away. We both laughed. He said, damn you, Leslie Calvin Brown. You can make me laugh at the worst time in the world. Only you could come up with that. You sorry you threw the tail away. Here's what I'm saying. All of us have things that happen to us in life. And what, as Dwight Pleasure would say, what dropped in my spirit is something that Shakespeare said. He said, nothing is neither good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. And listen to that. Nothing is neither good or bad, but thinking makes it so. And part of what we have to do today, there was a Nobel Prize winner. He said, when something happens, he said, don't make a decision or a judgment immediately. Back up and give some time, some water under the bridge and look at it, and you have a different perspective. If I had reacted, we went on and had a long relationship. That day could have been the end of our relationship. Our relationship was very productive for me. When I went to Poland and saw victims of the Holocaust, 2 tons of hair, people who had been put in incinerators, cremated, I thought about Sam, the stories he told me. And I thought about all the good conversations I had with him. He was a good man. Nothing is neither good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. I think about the many young men who've taken someone's life. He looked at me the wrong way. He disrespected me. I killed him. I remember once wanting to put on a campaign called Stop and Think. I remember interviewing young men that are incarcerated for murder. And I said, did you stop and think? They said, no. If I had it to do over again, I'd have made a different decision. A lot of things. I think about times in my life that I got angry. Anger is a wind. Sam taught me this. Anger is a wind that closes down and shuts down the lamp of the mind. And I remember when I got angry about something, and I had a confrontation with a person, and I was about to hit them, and this lady said, Mr. Brown, trouble is easy to get into, but hard to get out. Put that telephone down. Don't hit that man with that. Don't strike him. No. You Les Brown. I remember I was about to get in a fight at a radio station, and George Wallace, the comedian, he's 6'4", he got between me and the program director. He said, Les, nobody knows him, but if he goes down to the police department and files charges, everybody knows you. You don't know him, but they know you. You can't do that. I said, thank you. I'm so thankful. I remember about 3 weeks later, I saw him going down the hall, and I had already gone in the bathroom to check it out to see if there were any cameras. And I went in there and I turned the lights off and I gave him a little touch up. While he was on the toilet, oh, behave, I did. Who did he came out, later on? Who was it? I don't know. They turned the lights off. But I think it was Les Brown. I had to give him a little touch of, you understand what I'm talking about? So I used to be crazy. Oh my God. What would I think about things I used to do? I'm only here because of God's grace and mercy. And so I say to you, I'm fighting a cold. I will conquer that shortly. Live each day as if it were your last. Because one day it will be. You were created on purpose, with a purpose. There's something that you're supposed to do. Some of us find out early. And if you don't know what that is, experiment with a variety of things till you find out. I used to be a disc jockey. I used to be a community activist. I used to be a photographer. I used to promote concerts in Columbus, Ohio. I owned the Club Jamaica on Mount Vernon Avenue. I used to be a state legislator. I was the chairman of the Human Resource Committee. I've done a variety of things. I got a good eye for photography. I was shocked when my daughter Ona said, I want to get into photography. I got an eye for that. I'm saying, whoa. Some things we pass on to our children. How do you explain that? I don't know. I had never had a conversation with her about this, that part of my life. There's something in you, You've got greatness in you. And in order to bring that greatness out, you got to be hungry. Because the odds are stacked against you. You've got to be hungry. Because you're in an environment many times that's designed to keep you down. You've got to be hungry. You've got to live out of your imagination rather than your history. You've got to be hungry. You don't know what you can't do. You don't know enough about yourself to be a cynic and count yourself out. You got to be hungry. People that are hungry, blessed are those who hunger. Blessed are those who hunger, who thirst after righteousness. And righteousness means being in alignment with the calling that God has on your life. For they shall be filled. All things work together for good for those who love God and who are called according to his purpose. You don't need to know how you're going to do what you're going to do. That's none of your business. Make the commitment. God's business of how it's going to be done. God's business and how you get the money, the resources, and contact. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts should be established. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. I'm just saying. Like this page and share it. Like it and share it to as many people as possible. Somebody need to hear that message today. What if this is going to be your last day? So I decided if this is going to be my last day, I'm coming out there. I'm going to talk to somebody. And say, you know what? I just heard him on Facebook. You say he's gone? Well, he gave a message on Facebook, and it touched me, honey. Yes, Mamie's boy went out talking, running his mouth. Thank you so much. I hope that you got some value out of what I've shared with you. Like this page and share it. Like it and share it. You have greatness in you. You know what I'm saying. You already know it. And sometimes we need to be reminded. We need to be shaken and to be reminded of what we already know. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's Baby Boy. I'm going to Stuart, Florida, December the 1st. Look out, Michael Ponte and Kareem. I want you young bucks to bring it on. I'm not scared of you. Don't you let this 74 fool you. Trust me, you haven't seen nothing yet. That's Mamie Brown's birthplace. I'm coming up in there. You have the unmitigated gall to get on stage with me. Trust me, I will get the butter from the duck. I'm bringing it. I'm telling you. Listen, you've in Jacksonville or Tampa or Orlando, wherever you are, wheresoever, as Mamie Brown would say, wheresoever you might be, Come on in. Drive in. Go to the website right now. Got Lemons. That's G-O-T. Lemons. Lemons. Event.com. Got Lemons. Event.com. Michael Ponte, one of my speakers. One of the things I'm doing, not only training speakers, but get them on stage to open for me. So I know he's going to be ready for me, and I know Kareem is going to be ready. Whoa, boy, those two guys there, it's going to take two of them, but that still ain't not enough. That's not enough. Oh, no. I'm going to do the Muhammad Ali shuffle and the rope-a-dope. I'm going to do all kind of stuff. I'm going to dance on that stage. Let me tell you, I'm going to do a split. Oh, I got it like that, baby. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Thank you so much. Like this page and share it. Like it and share it. Like it and share it. Your life is valuable. You were created by the Creator, as James T. would say, to create. Once again, this has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's Baby Boy. Going to Stuart, Florida, December the 1st. I'll be there early because Michael Ponte, he has some twins, so I'm going out to dinner with his sons. Thank you so very much. God bless you. God bless your dream. God bless America. Take care. The other side.